Hi, this is Kimberly, and today we're going to make the little teacup from the new Tags, Bags, Boxes, and More 2 cartridge. Some of you have requested that I do this one. I have to admit I've tried it. This is my second attempt. My first attempt was kind of a failure, so hopefully you can learn from this video and not make the same mistakes I made, so this will be fun. Anyway, so it is, let's see, let's take that off. All right, it is on page 29, and I cut it at 9 inches, the recommended size on the page. And that seemed to be the perfect size. If I was going to put a cupcake in it, I maybe would make it slightly bigger, but I'm going to fill it with treats instead. So I do like that it has the instruction handbook with this cartridge, but on this particular one, oh, there it goes. Okay, but on this particular one, the directions were a little harder for me. I don't know why. Maybe all of you got it, but anyway, so we're going to do one. I have another video that shows how to score and cut, so I'm not going to do that with this one since I've done it a couple times. So you can look for that video. I'll put a link to it on my blog. So I've already cut and I've already scored my pieces. So this is what it looks like when you're done. This one cuts like this. You fold it, and the first thing I did with this one is I went ahead and took liquid glue and glued that together. All right. And just fold it in half. And I've already inked all my pieces. I didn't want to take time to do that on the video. But I found that it was a little bit easier to insert the handle before I assembled it. So you just take this little tab and at an angle, slip one in and then pull from the back. See, it's on the back, it's coming through, and pull it through. It's kind of a tight fit, but it does make the handle really secure once it's built. So this was one of the hard parts for me the last time, but I'm getting better at it. Okay, so you just pull it through. And then it will, it doesn't lay flat. It kind of curves a little, which is nice for the 3D look. Okay, now the other thing I learned is that it has a little tab and it has a fold line, but I didn't fold it. The first time I did, and my cup didn't stay round. And so I decided to just use that score line as a guide as to where to put the glue. Now, the adhesive. And I did find that when you're building these 3D items on the Tags, Bags, Boxes, and More, you have to use a really strong adhesive. This is the red tape from Provocraft, and it works perfectly for this. I just put it on the parts that I know are going to, come apart on me after a few days if I don't use a really strong adhesive. So I've already put that on. Just going to peel that off. And like I said, I did not fold along that score line because I wanted this cup to stay rounded. Okay, so I'm going to bend that extra adhesive over so it doesn't. All right. So I'm just going to put that on the adhesive, line it up, and that leaves the cup nice and rounded. Oops, I folded that a little. Okay. So that leaves it nice and rounded, except for where I put the handle in. Okay, so I already had folded along the score line. You're going to fold all those tabs in. You want to do that before, but that's how you do that. Now there's 2 circles. Now the bigger circle goes with the little plate or the saucer, and the smaller circle goes on the bottom of the cup. And I am going to use a quick dry glue for this one. Okay, so I'm just going to put this along the tab. I'm just going to put a little dot on each tab. You don't need very much, and it does dry quick, and it's a pretty strong glue. Okay, and you want to hold it in place for just a minute. And it doesn't hurt to come from the top and press down on those tabs on the inside. It dries clear, so it's all good. Okay, so now we have the cup. And it actually went together really fast. And we'll just set that aside and let that dry. Now this one has the little tabs on here. I don't know if you can see the score line. And I just put them up just a tiny bit. So it's just for the glue to have something to hold to. Now I did use the red tape on this tab, and once again I did not fold it on the score line because I want my plate to be rounded and not have a fold in it. So I just use it as a guide for where to put the adhesive. Okay, so now the plate stands up a little bit off the table here. Alright, so this is how this larger circle goes in. And once again, you're going to take your quick dry liquid glue and just run a line around there. And I'm going to put this on a piece of paper in case it leaks through onto my table. And just press that down. So there's the plate. And it actually went together pretty quickly. So there's the teacup and plate. And then you just decorate it to make it fun. So I'm going to show you what I did to decorate this one. I cut a doily. This one came from, let's see, from the Sophie cartridge. But there's lots of doilies on a bunch of cartridges. And so you can pick, if you don't have that cartridge, there's others to choose from. So I cut this one at 3 inches. And it also happened to be real dial size, 3 inch. And so you'll want to make sure your doily is a real dial size. Now I picked this one because the rounded part is the same size as the circle on the plate. And so then I was able to just kind of lift this up and fold it just a little bit along the edge of the circle. And I did not glue down those parts. I only glued the middle part so that this would be a little flexible. So there's my doily. And then this one, I just took a border cut. It was from the Paper Trimmings cartridge, and I know there's other cartridges that have the borders. This is the 1 inch by 11 inch border, and then I, of course, cut it at 1 inch. And it was just enough to wrap around the cup, and then I had to trim an inch or two off. So, but also, just a hint, I took a small section, see how it comes down, and then there's parts. I stuck the handle through one of the parts that looks like this, so that it wouldn't interfere with the handle or bunch up right there. I didn't want to have to cut it or trim it. So I just strategically placed this so that the handle came in one of these sections. Okay, and then I thought the teacup looked pretty good just on its own. I've seen people do flowers, and that's really pretty, but I wanted to just highlight the doilies and the teacup and the little border. So I did tie a bow with crinkle ribbon. This is the vanilla bean, and then I made a little tag, and I'm going to show you that because it's one of my new stamp sets, and I wanted to show you some fun things about the tags. So here's the tags. Now all of these little sentiments fit inside the tags. These two are slightly bigger. You can see that the stitching or the pen work, the little dashed lines, fit inside the tag shape. So these two are slightly bigger and these two are slightly smaller, and this one is dashes and dots, and this one's just dashes. So we'll go ahead and show you how that works. Okay, so this is a solid shape, this tag, and so I used just a little bit of antique linen and cut up really good because it's not dark at all. This is kind of like putting a shadow on it. I can see I don't have enough. You can barely see it, but it's there. And it gives just a little bit of color to the background. And then I just have a diaper wipe. I like the Huggies ones. They don't leave anything on my stamps after I'm done. Put that one back. So that's my solid shape. And now I'm going to do a line. Now with this stamp set, and with any that are phrases that are a little bit longer, you want to put it down on your table before you pick it up with your acrylic block. That way it stays squared off, and if you have a long sentiment, that makes it stay straight. If you just slap it on the acrylic block, then it might not be positioned the way you want it. So put it on your table and grab it. I'm using Close to My Heart. It is the cocoa colored ink. I am a Close to My Heart consultant, so if you need to order any inks, you can get those through me. Okay, so open that up. Now the cool thing is about the clear stamps is we can see where that other line or the shadow was. So now that's stamped. We'll clean off my stamp. Now I wanted to add some little lines. I like to do that on my tags, and we'll go with let's go with the dashes. Now once again, I'm going to put it on my counter, my table right here, and let it rest and pick it up. Okay, put that back in the ink. And line that up. Okay, oops, I did it a little bit off. It's hard to do on the camera. Anyway, but so you can see there's the dashes and then there's the line. And then I can just take my scissors and cut right along that line before I mat it with another colored paper. Okay, now this stamp set has lots and lots and lots of fun sentiments. There's birthday, there's dads, there's moms, there's congratulations to the graduate, there's baby, feel better soon, thinking of you, you're so sweet, and because I love you. For the newlyweds, I tried to put a big variety on this set because it's fun to add little tags to all your projects. So this one I did for my sweet friends, so maybe this tag I'll do, you're so sweet. We'll fill it with something, maybe some little chocolates or something. And so there you go. And then, because you already have that solid line right there, it's really easy to just trim around it. Now on this one, oops, I closed my ink pad so it doesn't dry out. On this one, I went ahead and I did all the things I just showed you. I trimmed right around that dark line, and then I matted it with a brown pattern paper, and I just used my decorative edge scissors to trim along the bottom of that and tied it to the bow with a little bit of twine. So there is my Tag Zag Boxes and More 2 teacup. I'm glad I gave it a second try. Thanks for watching.